What's up, meatbags? I am the often imitated, never duplicated Tony TGD, and I'm coming at you with another video. This time we're going to be talking about one of my favorite subjects, censorship and localization butchering. But before we get into it, I want to remind you to like the video, share the video, and of course subscribe to the channel because it makes me feel oh so good when you do. Now, what are we talking about here? We're talking about Triangle Strategy. It's a brand new, well, not brand new, but it just recently released in the West, a game from Square Enix. It's a RPG strategy game. You make choices, you have battles, fantasy world, all that good stuff. Very reminiscent of Final Fantasy Tactics. Now, if you look at this account here, it is at IUNTUE. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I will link the account because this account pays close attention to localizations, pays attention to censorship. This account is a really good account if you want to know what's going on with games when they get translated over from Japanese into English. So they took a look at Triangle Strategy. Yeah, we'll try to make this a little bit bigger. As you can see, they're showing differences in the Japanese version versus the English version. If you go through their timeline, we're not going to do it here, but if you go through their timeline, there's a ton of examples where the translation is just completely changed, butchered, new context created, new words, new phrases. It's just completely ridiculous. It almost changes the story completely into another direction. And this really, really bugs me because there's no reason for it. There's no reason for you to take a game and decide that, hey, I want to put my own spin on it. I want to change the words. I want to make it my own, create my own version of this game and send it out to the English audience. That's not what localizers are paid for. That's not what translators are supposed to do. What they're supposed to do is take the words from one language and put it into the new language. I do realize there are some times when things do not translate easily, and then you do the best you can. But these examples that we see in this timeline, like this one here, you go from humph, quite impudent coming from a powerless woman, to it appears your impudence is contagious. Avoria, your charge knows not how powerless she is. It's like almost a completely different sentence. It's like night and day, and it's completely ridiculous. And of course, Square Enix is behind this because they have been running rampant with this censorship, localization changes. They have their own ethics department that basically kills any of the fun stuff in games. Let's just put it to you that way. Now, I will say that there is a little bit of controversy with this tweet because, as you can see, they quote tweeted someone named Dragon Master X, who says, "Meanwhile, I've been instructed before never to use the word woman in direct address because it might be offensive to Western audiences." Gives an example where the guy says, "Away, woman." Now, some people are trying to attribute this person's experience. Dragon Master X is a translator. They're trying to say that this person, worked for Square Enix or is showing examples of Square Enix's ethics department. But I found nothing going through their timeline that actually shows that Dragon Master X ever worked directly with Square on a translation. They have worked on translations for other companies, but nothing for Square that I could find. So anybody trying to push the narrative that Square says you can't use woman in an address based on this tweet, those people are wrong. I mean, Square has done a lot of shitty things. They've butchered translations. They've censored games. The recent Chrono Cross remake was censored. They changed some of the character models. They changed some of the dialogue. And that's pretty much the reason. I was really looking forward to that game. And after I heard about all the censorship, I decided to not get it. This game is the same thing. I saw a lot of good things. I saw some gameplay watching Rez stream. I was like, yeah, this is my kind of game. This is the kind of game I want to get. But now, seeing all the censorship, seeing the translation just being butchered, I don't know if I could, in good conscience, support this game, support this company. And it's a real shame because I know how it works. I know that if you don't buy the game, then they'll use that as a reason to not bring those types of games over. So then now I don't have that type of game to play. It's like a catch-22, If you buy it, you're supporting their shitty localization, you're supporting their censorship, and they're getting into their head that, hey, we're okay with it. They're going to continue doing it. And if you don't buy it, well, then they're like, hey, the reason people didn't buy it is because they don't like this type of game. Don't bring it over to the US anymore. And then we're back into a situation like we were in the early 80s, 90s, where lots of things were being left over in Japan because they thought American audiences would not play those type of games. So I don't know what is the correct answer in this. I guess everybody has to make that choice for themselves. For me, if I see it on the secondhand market, maybe if I could buy a physical copy off of eBay or something, or secondhand from somebody, maybe at a GameStop or something, I guess that's the best way to do it. That way I can still play the game, and I'm not really supporting the company. I'm just kind of supporting whoever it is that is selling it secondhand. I do wish there was a way that you could buy the game or purchase it and then kind of email and be like, hey, I'm purchasing it, but I'm not happy with the translation. I would like a more accurate translation in the future. I do like these type of games, but I don't like the bullshit that you're pulling with the translation and localization. I don't know. I will reach out to Square Enix, like I always do with these type of stories. See if I can get something from them. I'll reach out to some translators I know, see if I could get anything from them. But I'm not really hopeful in those endeavors. Usually they're very tight-lipped in these type of situations. But again, triangle strategy. If you're looking forward to it, if you were thinking about purchasing it, just let it be known that it was censored, the localization was butchered, and they're going to continue doing it if you support this game. But that's all I got to say about that. Love, peace, booty grease. I'm out this bitch.